difference between a shamanic healer and a spiritual teacher? Well, first of all, they're both very rare. The shamanic healer can actually see where you are. They can see where you are spiritually, energetically, how you're creating the life you're living. It can be in the form of archetypal images, which the healer can identify for you. And the healer can realign them. Like, I use the example in the article about healing the collective unconscious of our angelic nature, about the horizontal man or woman, where they're actually seen to be horizontal or even with their feet straight up in the air, indicating that they're facing life head first. They're stubbornly using their head to rather than their heart to engage in life, causing all kinds of problems which they can identify. And in a session you can actually make a person go back on their feet, back vertical. That's just one example that the healer the shamanic healer can go in the underworld and bring back parts of your essence that are no longer in the here and now, restoring wholeness and wellness. But at one point, the shamanic healer realizes that they have to make a great step, because after so long you see people coming over and over with the same patterns, and you see the problems people are identifying with all these false personas of who they think they are. That becomes the problem. That is the main causation, which causes fragmentation. It causes misalignments. That ego self is so stubborn. That ego self needs not only to be identified, but has to be confronted. So it's a great step that the healer has to take, because not enough just to see. You have to confront the client or the person, in a sense, with a do or die situation. Energetically, they have to see it, and they have to make the step. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. You see, the spiritual teacher is really trying to annihilate the student, because it's the false self that has to be annihilated, which of course is not who the person is. It's the prison in which the person has created for themselves. That's what the spiritual teacher tries to break down. The spiritual teacher breaks down those walls until the person becomes free. But it's a very unglamorous job, because and spiritual teachers are never very popular, because they're confronting often the very foundation that the person has built their life on. And the ego will try anything to not be confronted. It'll try tantrum after tantrum and blame. It'll blame the teacher, because the teacher becomes the threat. Until the person finally recognizes it and makes that choice. So I could say so much more about this, but So both the healer and the teacher are very important. Um, but they're not quite the same thing.